Fake rugby jerseys. In this case, in particular, Rugby World Cup jerseys. How are they? Well, not generally, absolutely. Personally, I don't buy fake jerseys. In this case, I have bought one to compare, which I'll go through shortly. But yeah, I don't buy fake jerseys. If you guys have known my channel for a while, you know I own a fair few rugby jerseys. The way I tend to accumulate them, apart from people sending them to me, which is always very generous, is generally I don't buy them for full price. I can see why there's a market for fake jerseys, because the pricing for them is generally pretty horrendous. I know in New Zealand, a new All Blacks or Super Rugby jersey will generally set you back 150 New Zealand dollars, so you're looking at 100 plus American, probably half that for pounds. But yeah, they're pretty expensive. Basically for a glorified T-shirt, so for rugby jerseys, they're pretty pricey. So I can see why, when you can get a jersey for a lot cheaper, people might want to go down that route. Personally, I would prefer to either wait until the end of the season and get it at a discounted rate, shop around to find one store which just happens to have them cheaper or on sale, or buy secondhand. And secondhand's a bit of a gamble as well, because you've basically got to weigh up whether the seller is legit. And there are plenty of fake jersey sellers on legit marketplaces as well, wherever you are. But yeah, that's just my kind of 2 cents on the fake jerseys. I don't buy them, but I can see why some people do. I've gone ahead and bought myself the Italian jersey for the Rugby World Cup. I have I won't tell you, do a switcheroo. I won't tell you which one's legit initially. These are the two jerseys. It's not going to look very clear on the camera, to be honest. I will show some photos a bit later, which will hopefully illustrate the differences a bit more. But one of these is fake, and one of them is legit. The thing, I probably shouldn't be wearing a blue shirt when I do this anyway. The thing which, for the Italian jersey, was pretty striking for me, and what I quite liked about it was the color. The color of the Italian jersey was really slick, and if you haven't picked it up by now, this one is the fake one, and this one is the legit one. It is a much nicer shade of blue, but I'll put some pictures up, hopefully, if I can edit this up, and hopefully illustrate a few more of those changes. But I'll go through a few points: the quality, the packaging, some of the errors, and the price of the jerseys, and you guys can let me know how you think they compare. To start with, for the packaging, you can see here's what it looks like for the legit one, and for the fake one. So the legit one comes in the Macron bag, which has got the barcode and the price and everything on it. It's the kind of stuff that you don't see in the promo shot, so I guess it's kind of a harder thing to fake, or maybe it's not worth faking, because if you know you're buying a legit jersey, you don't care. If you don't know you're buying a legit jersey or a fake one, then maybe this is a good point for you. But basically, if you're buying the fake one, the one on the left, it just comes in a Ziploc bag. So that's the difference between the packaging on the fake one and the legit one. The legit one also comes with that kind of papery stuff stuffed into it as well. So yeah, the legit one is a fair bit different there. In terms of the tags, at least the one I bought, it had more than just the Rugby World Cup tag. It had the manufacturer's tag on it there as well. So I guess that's another sign, but I'm sure there are jerseys out there which are faked, which can fake the tags as well. Like the fake one that I got here, it did come with the Rugby World Cup tag. It felt like something that you might have just printed off and cut out by hand, but hey, that is what it is. So yeah, and I should say, as I go on to the quality, that I lived in China for 7 years, so I know there are varying levels of kind of fake products. That's not throwing any shade at China. It's just, I know when I would walk down like a main shopping street of a busy city, there would be these guys kind of who would flag you down and say like, watch, shoes, like Reebok, Nike, and take you off. If you were so inclined to go and peruse their wares down on a side street in some poorly lit warehouse, which is the key point, because in poor lighting you can't quite tell what is good. But the fake stuff would generally become in different grades. Like A grade fake was looked pretty legit, whereas like the worst stuff, once you got it into the light of day, you could clearly see was pretty much rubbish. But yeah, it just so happens that the one I got here, it's more on the rubbish end of the fakes, to be fair. So I mean, just starting with a few of the things, the collar on the Italian jersey is pretty distinctive. So I guess at a glance, and I picked these jerseys, like the advertising shot they were using was the same one from the legit sources. So I picked one that said it was going to look like it looked. The collar, yeah, it's a pretty poor imitation, and I think on any kind of close inspection looks kind of rotten and poorly made. The color, like I said, is the main thing for me. It's a really poor shade of blue compared to the kind of deep blue of the original one. And I showed this to my wife and to my mum. My mum's like a former seamstress, so she could tell at a glance like that one's fake. And my wife was even actually quicker. She just looked at the colors and went that one's fake. So yeah, it's pretty obvious. I guess if you don't have anything to compare it by, at a distance, you might not know. You might think it's fine. Some of the more finer details, the logo imprinted on the left, the original one is smaller, and just the lines are straighter. There's no kind of creases in it. The green is a kind of deeper green on the legit one, whereas the fake one is, you can kind of clearly see it's not very straight, and it's a lot bigger, and it's a bit creased, and the wording on Italia just looks noticeably worse. On the Rugby World Cup embroidered logo, there's loose threads on the fake one, which is again just a mark of the quality. The actual Rugby World Cup logos themselves, it's quite a different kind of color. As I just dropped something, but yeah, like the legit one has kind of got the different contrast, like with, I guess it's the sky behind Mount Fuji, the light blue sky, whereas the fake one, yeah, it's quite a lot darker blue, and the stitching seems pretty loose. I know I'm being picky, but I guess that's the whole point of getting the fake jersey, to actually have a look at it. All the stuff around the collar, again, at a glance, you might not notice it was fake, although the little sizing thing they've gone on with the size XL Macron and all that stuff, it's different. On the legit one, it's not that kind of light color. It's a dark blue one. So yeah, there's numerous tells on this jersey to show that it's fake. The fabric is just not very nice. It's very light and kind of stretchy, but it's smoothish on the outside, a wee bit rough in the middle, whereas the legit one, again, it's not a real heavy fabric, but it just feels better. I don't know how much of this is psychological, but honestly, it's cheap fabric against nice fabric, so what are you going to do? And for this jersey, the most interesting tell, and this kind of moves on to the errors, apart from the collar and like the tag at the back not being the right color of the jersey not being quite right. There's a little Macron sticker, and it's on the bottom of the jersey. It's usually, I guess, one of those kind of authenticity things. It's on the bottom right. And they got the location right on the fake one. However, if you look at the emblem they chose, that's Scotland. So, wrong country on the officially licensed merchandise piece right there. So, yeah, I mean, just looking at the two, I reckon there's a big enough contrast to make it absolutely not worth getting a fake one. I know there are probably shops that do better fakes than this one. I would say this is at the lower end of fakes, to be fair, like I mentioned. But oh, and also they didn't get the tag right on the inside, which has all the care instructions and whatnot. I guess again you can't fake it unless you've seen a legit one. So yeah, that's kind of another mistake. So there's multiple mistakes on the jersey. The quality of it is just not very good. And it was cheap. It was $19 US, which again is actually not astronomically cheap for the jersey itself. I think the full retail price for the Italian jersey was €85 when it first came out, and then it kind of got discounted as they got eliminated from the Rugby World Cup. So I don't know what the exchange rate between the euros and US dollars is like at the moment, but it's probably about a fifth cheaper or maybe a bit more. But is it worth it? To be honest, I get loads of jerseys for less than $19 US secondhand. So for me, no. I would rather wear an out-of-season jersey bought secondhand than that thing, which is not very good. So that's just my thoughts on it. I guess it's a bit of the luck of the draw if you're buying fake stuff. I would always recommend buy something legit. If you buy secondhand, nobody's going to know it's secondhand except you, unless you tell them. They're not going to know it was secondhand. If it's out of season, I don't really think it matters. I think the jersey that I bought my All Blacks one, apart from the World Cup one that I bought this World Cup, and again, I bought it at $90.99 when it was on special instead of $150 before New Zealand got knocked out. I think my other All Blacks one is like from 2011. I don't care. It's an All Blacks jersey. I mean, some people might want to buy the new one every year. That's cool. People do that with lots of things, jerseys, phones, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, for mine, I wouldn't go down the fake route because it's just not worth it. I don't know what I'm going to do with this fake one. I got a fake jersey now at home. It is very crinkly as well. I have washed it and hung it, and it still looks remarkably. It doesn't show on the camera very well, but it's very crinkly. And in terms of comfort, which I didn't mention, I mean the legit one's not that comfortable, but it is more comfortable than this. I guess that's just the fabric. I'm no garment expert, but yeah, that's my thoughts on it. That's a fake World Cup jersey. Do you guys own any fake jerseys? Let me know in the comments. If you do, is there a reason you buy them other than it's cheap? As I said, personally, for price, there are other options. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later. Remember, guys, if you are looking to get some gear, it's that time of the year when all the sales are on. England Rugby Store's got 20% off, which is better than that code that I had with them. So 20% off orders over £60. They got England gear, they got Barbars gear, Georgia gear, All Blacks gear, Italy gear, and the shirt in question. South Africa gear, no surprise, that stuff's kind of running low. Wales gear, Ireland gear, Scotland gear. Clearance, which is usually my go-to place. I mean, $31 American for a France jersey. That's kind of getting more into my league, but yeah, man. Check out the link in the description for gear. Where, as I said, heading into that Christmas season, they have got some Christmas gear up as well, but it's all very England specific. But yeah, England Rugby Store, they got 20% off for the next couple of days, maybe a day and a bit by the time this video goes up. But yeah, guys, check it out.